Hey there, loves. I'm back, even though I didn't go anywhere, per usual. And today I want to not necessarily teach anything, but really talk through some thoughts I'm having. So I have an opportunity to check something off of not just my goal list, but my bucket list, I guess, or my experience list. One of my personal goals is to travel somewhere out of the country every year. And in addition to doing that, also on my bucket list is being somewhere beautiful with either ancient ruins or temples or something like that, and doing this thing that I call roaring, which is essentially sounding like a lion, like screaming at the top of your lungs with a deep roar. I want to do that with my best friend May, because that's something that we do when we get together and we're super amped and excited about something. So like when we find out that someone got an opportunity that they were hoping they would get, or just feeling like in love with life, or just like rah, like real intense to the point where we have accidentally scared my neighbors or scared people near my home by roaring too loud. So that's something that I would like to do, is roar with my bestie. And an opportunity to fly to Bali this summer and visit her and hang out and also potentially roar has come up. And I'm in this space where I realize, in thinking about buying the plane ticket for this experience, that I still have some money mindset issues to work through. I've been looking at my bank account, and granted, I have enough money saved up to do the trip and to, be able to eat and stay in the hotel, whatever, without going in debt or anything like that. I don't use credit cards, so it's not like I would have to borrow money to make this experience happen. And yet, I look at my savings account as if that's the only money I have or will ever have. And I think about like, oh, spending this money means I won't be able to do X, Y, Z, and P, And that's really an error of mindset, because that's the opposite of abundance thinking. Abundance thinking is knowing that there will be additional funding. Like the abundance mindset is knowing that whatever I need will be provided for, and I have the capacity to not only earn money, but to keep it and spend wisely, and that that I'm responsible with my money. And for the most part, I know that's true of myself. Like, I know I'm responsible. I know that in the past, I've never made purchases, or I couldn't say never. I've maybe made 2 purchases in my entire life where I was like, man, I shouldn't have spent that money. One was trying to buy expensive shoes, which in my book, $80 is expensive. Tried to buy an $8 pair of boots, and they broke like within a week. I was very disappointed, even though they were very cute. And I feel like the second time was like paying for an online webinar that I paid for during a time where I wasn't able to complete it. And I was like, dang, I spent $1,000 on this webinar. Didn't even get to finish it. Luckily, they gave me the opportunity to redo the webinar for free. And unluckily, I didn't finish it the second time either. I have some barriers with food that I'm still working on that I need to be able to deal with in order to complete that webinar. But anywho, aside from those purchases, I spent money on lots of experiences and things that were scary, things I was nervous about, and post the investment felt like it was returned instantly and trifold. Like when I invested in the Landmark Forum. I know there's mixed thoughts on the Landmark Forum. I only did the forum. I didn't do any of the other classes for Landmark, but I felt like that was a worthwhile experience. I felt like I gained a lot from that experience. It actually helped me to mend relationships with family members that I'd been at odds with. It also helped me to forgive a family member who, boy, wait till the light turn green. This little kid about to get hit. These poor babies. But yeah, it helped me forgive the family member who sexually molested me. So, like, I got a lot out of that class. I would pay $5 million to be able to have some of the things that I've gotten from that investment. Same with Austin Fest. Like, I swear I paid over $3,000 when you add in like hotel and food or whatever for that experience. And it was worth every penny. I feel like it was worth more because I'm like, I would have paid this much just to go to 2 of the parties, let alone the actual educational benefits and the confidence that came from that experience, and my willingness and ability to go above and beyond in different areas in life. So I feel that this trip to Bali will have a similar return on investment like this. And I'll be transparent that the flight is $1,200. I'm like, this $1,200 will be made up in indispensable memories and, just, I don't know, immersion with my best friend. Anytime I'm with this person, anytime I'm with me, I feel my spirit like elevating 5,000 times. And I feel like abundance is everywhere and I'm connected to a higher being. Like, you want to surround yourself with people who not only you can have fun with, but people who elevate your state of being. And she's one of those friends. I'm like, that's irreplaceable. And yes, there are potentially lower cost trips that I can make to go see this person. But it's like a two-for thing, right? I get to see my best friend and go to another country and experience life in a different way for a week, So it's not so much that I'm debating on paying this cost, because deep in my soul, I know I won't regret it. Ooh, wind. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. It's like crazy windy out here. And I'm showing you all up inside my nose. But yeah, I feel like it'll be worth it. But I'm noticing just less in my gut and my soul, but more in my mind, there's this hesitation with investing, too much money. But I'm just thinking, I'm like, well, if I have this amount of money saved up, which I have in my savings account, what am I saving it for? Like, yes, emergencies. But that money can be earned back. Like when I went to Awesomeness Fest, that took a good chunk out of my savings. I have more than that amount in my savings now, so it's not like I'm losing out on anything, But then I do think about also some of my other goals, like paying off my student loans in a certain amount of time, or saving money so that I can have a kid eventually. Even though I don't know how much technically you need saved to have kids. I just feel like you don't want to be broke when you have kids, So those things are coming into mind. But again, with abundance thinking, it's like, okay, but can I do both? Why does it have to be and or? Why does it have to be pay off your student loans or have an amazing adventure with your friend in Bali? Like, why can't it be both? And that's the question that I'm asking myself right now, like as I'm recording this. I'm realizing, like, it can be. It really can be. I mean, the cost of that flight I've made in like a couple hours of work, or not a couple, a few hours of work, of freelance work. Woo, something flew in my eye. Granted, I had to actually do some freelance work, which I don't know if I should make another video about that, because there's been this debate in my mind about doing what I'm here to do and doing what I'm good at and what people want me to do, and not wanting to spend time outside of my purpose. But then also, like, hey, I might need to fund my purpose, and in doing so, do some things that aren't my purpose. I may need to do some freelance graphic design in order to, earn the money to take a retreat that shifts my paradigm or something, or just be able to be debt free and therefore more courageous in, trying for a kid. I don't know. Money is an interesting thing in my life, because while I don't think I have a lack mindset, like I don't think there's a deficit in the universe, and I don't think like people who have money are evil, or I don't think that I'm broke or anything like that. I also want to be reasonable, but then my goals aren't reasonable, so there's conflict there. It's like, okay, I want to save and be responsible and not take too many risks, but I know I'm not going to become a millionaire by going to work every day. I don't know anybody who's done that. unless they work somewhere that's paying them more than I make right now, which is nowhere close to $1 million. I'm not even making $500,000. So, yeah, thoughts are on my mind. Nothing really to contribute mind, body, or spirit, aside from the fact that, maybe you want to ask yourself where you are with your relationship with wealth and wealth consciousness and abundance thinking. Are you somewhere in the field of lack and feeling that money is terrible and horrible and difficult and hard to keep or hard to get? Are you on the far other end of the spectrum where abundance is everywhere and earning money is easy and money is easy to come by and having money doesn't make you a horrible person? Are you somewhere in the middle like me where abundance is accessible and you know that there isn't a lack of money out there, but your I guess I should say upbringing or training to be realistic or reasonable is somewhat of a barrier or something to get over? I don't know. So hopefully stirs some thoughts in your mind or stirs your soul or makes you move your body. I don't know. Just remember, change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. I am Brandi Keeler, and I will talk to you tomorrow.